Oh, hi, Hannah.
Oh, hi, Blaze.
And welcome to episode 5 of 12 Pods of Christmas.
12 Pods of Christmas. It is the 5th day of Christmas today.
And what did your true love give to you on the 5th day of Christmas?
On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me nasty Gremlins.
That's pretty rude of her.
It's incredibly rude, but it certainly leads to quite an entertaining film, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gremlins we are discussing today.
Gremlins.
It's a movie set at Christmas. I'm not. You almost couldn't say it's a purely Christmas movie. It is just set at Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it is set at Christmas. There is a lot of... the premise is put into motion by Christmas.
Yes. It's a gift from a father to a son. It gives the excuse for the gift, basically. Also for some hijinks. We love hijinks. I've started to realise in this. It's all hijinks. So, this one is... I'm not going to say this is a Christmas classic. I don't think this one... I'm not saying this doesn't get my seal of approval, because we are all about that. This one, it is not required viewing for Christmas time.
I would accept that on the basis that it is technically a horror movie, and horror is a bit more of a niche.
Yes, yeah. So it's a horror black comedy.
Yeah, it's not full blown horror.
It's kind of it's comedic horror as well.
Yeah,
there's the scene of a gremlin being shoved into a microwave and exploding due to the microwaves. It's not a pleasant film by any stretch. There's genuine consequences in this. It looks like it's a kids' movie, and it is not a kids' movie.
No, definitely not a kids' movie.
No.
Also, this is carrying on something mentioned in the last episode.
Oh.
This would be the first one that predates you as a person, I believe.
1984, I think this one, wasn't it? Yes, it does. Is it 1984? Did I get that right? Jesus, There we go. This is one of those ones, I don't know about you, my family frequented the video shop when we were kids.
Yep.
I think...
that was the done thing.
It was definitely the done thing. My mum had... she was a member of a social club at the place she worked, and part of that was we got big discounts on video hire.
Yep.
So I believe it was every Friday after school, we would go to the video shop and we could hire 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah, pretty much. Every Friday, go there, get the either 3 nightly or weekly movies.
Wasn't even... we'd rarely get the new releases, but we would often
get the new releases would be 1 night or 2 nights.
That's right.
But then, as they got slightly older, you get the 3 nights to weekly.
Yeah, very much so. And this was one of those ones that we would have picked up. This and Gremlins 2 would have both been out by the time we were watching these. And I remember really enjoying it, but now realising I was probably too young to be watching it.
Yep.
It's just that's the thing about, I find a lot of the movies that I was watching as a kid, I probably shouldn't have been watching. Not that they've had any major effect, but we had Dirty Dancing on when I was a kid a lot, and that has some very adult themes in it.
Fall into that category.
Oh, yeah.
Realistically, Jurassic Park and Terminator.
Oh, Jesus, Terminator is no way.
And I watched both of those as a young kid.
Jurassic Park, I reckon I was 9 when I watched it, because it came out in 1993. I was 8 in 93. But even I was hesitant to watch it because I'd heard there were some quite terrifying moments.
Yeah.
Of course, then I watched it, and I always had a fascination with dinosaurs as a kid, but no, you're right, it's not. But anyway, we're already getting off topic. We're supposed to be talking about Gremlins.
We are.
But, we can tie those together. Jurassic Park was directed by Steven Spielberg, who was a major producer in this film.
Yep.
It was directed by Joe Dante. It's another one of those, the brilliant... the animatronics were at work here for these characters. So, I'll do the Spielberg connection. So, because this movie is kind of not for kids, but could be for kids or preteens, This movie, as well as Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which was directed by Steven Spielberg, Spielberg actually had to appeal to the Motion Picture Association in America to create a new rating system for films.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where the PG-13 system came from in America. So it allowed for those movies that not just for kids and not just for adults.
Yeah.
So that is where it came from. And this is one of the movies that helped contribute to that, which makes a fair bit of sense when you watch it.
Yeah. Yep.
But plot synopsis is...
So basically, tying back to a lot of other ones, a business-orientated dad has left it to the last minute to get his son a Christmas present.
Yep.
He goes to...
Well, no, actually, I don't know if it is. This one, it's more he finds the present and has to give it to him because it's alive.
Yeah.
This one, I think, because this dad's kind of... It almost doesn't fit the stereotype, but does, of the overworked.
Yeah.
But I concede what you're saying, absolutely.
But he goes to a mysterious, stereotypical Asian wise man shop
In Chinatown.
to find something different for his son for Christmas.
Yep.
And he ends up finding a small creature called a Mogwai.
Mogwai.
Which, fun fact, is the Cantonese word for devil.
Ah.
So, had he known this, might have preempted some of what's to come.
He might have been able to see what was happening in real time.
Yes, so he pretty much sets on this creature and decides to buy it. The shop owner gives him 3 rules, which is...
Well, no, the shop owner doesn't want to sell it to him.
Yeah, doesn't want to sell it to him at first.
But his grandson? The grandson sneaks it out.
Yeah, yep. Gives him 3 rules that have to be followed. First one is do not let it in sunlight, I believe.
Yep. It doesn't like bright lights and sunlight will kill it.
Yep. Second one is to not feed it after midnight.
Don't get it wet.
Don't get it wet. I've got them the wrong way
Yeah.
around. Second one is don't get it wet. Third one is don't feed it after midnight.
Yep. That's a rule we've got to discuss. It is that rule is so vague. It does not make any sense.
It doesn't, because it's technically always after midnight.
Yes, somewhere. And does the Mogwai follow time zones? And when can you start feeding it again?
Yep.
But the reasons for these rules, are there not?
Yes. So as established, rule 1, if it gets into sunlight, it will die. Mm-hmm. And bright lights hurt it. Rule 2, how it multiplies is by getting water on it.
Yes.
So a couple drops of water and it will spit out a couple baby Mogwais.
Yes.
Rule 3 is, for some reason, if it eats after midnight, it goes through metamorphosis and turns into the titular gremlin.
The gremlin, yes, and it's... I mean, let's just say Gizmo was designed to sell toys.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the Baby Yoda of its time, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It was built to be a cute little...
Oh, look, Baby Yoda is just a Mogwai without fur.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, that's a really good way to put it. I would agree with that 100%. It's such a cute toy, but what I will say for it is animatronics and puppetry for this toy are top-notch.
Yeah.
Like, spectacularly good is what I would say. It's basically a robot puppet that can convey emotion. It's great. I just think it's really well done. That's my thought.
Yeah. But so basically, Gizmo, the main Mogwai, is sort of the only good one.
Yes.
At some point, the child, I can't remember his name, but
Billy,
accidentally spills water on him,
Yep.
leading to the first couple of Gizmo's children, who are not nearly as polite. They're a bit more rambunctious.
Yes.
They are bitey. They have attitude. And unbeknownst to Billy, they sabotage his alarm clock. Mm-hmm. So when they wake him up after midnight, he thinks it's still 11:30 and feeds them.
Yep.
Leading to hijinks.
Hijinks. This is what we do love about Christmas movies is the amount of hijinks they've got. I don't think there was many hijinks in a Christmas Carol, but this is...
the hijinks here are a lot more deadly.
Yes, there is legitimate, just active pursuit by these gremlins to kill people.
Yes. A lot of people die.
Hilariously, the old woman who, is the sort of original evil character in this movie who's out to kill Billy's dog because he broke a statue.
Yeah.
Who gets in one of those chair lifts, which has been sabotaged by a gremlin. It goes into super speed and throws her out the window. It's just... It is a weirdly funny movie. The Gremlins are supposed to be entertaining and amusing as well as kind of creepy and scary.
Yeah. It's dark comedy.
Very much.
Very unsettling, but they are also amusing.
And that's the thing. But it all sort of culminates. They get to the end and they manage to kill all the gremlins except for one. So Stripe, who was one of the first of Gizmo's kids, who's kind of the leader of the pack, is the only one to survive deliberate fire that's set, or the explosion of a movie theatre. It's
sort of established at some point that the gremlins really vibe hard with the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes, they do. They really like the Seven Dwarfs, but also that fire will kill them.
Yes.
And so they blow up a movie theatre where the gremlins are all watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yep. It's so weird. It's such a weird movie.
Yeah, Stripe survives because he happens to go out for snacks.
Yes, it literally goes out because they've eaten all the candy bar snacks in the cinema, so he goes across the road to get candy. And
lesson learned, go get snacks.
Get snacks, yep. And it ends up being Gizmo who is the result of his death because they delay him until morning. Gizmo almost sacrifices himself in the sunlight, but manages to kill in a disgusting death for a character. The melting kind of horrific version of what we assume happened to the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz is just, Stripe disintegrating is not cool. It's not cool at all. It's... I don't know what else to say. This movie is a Christmas movie because of the setting. This is one of those ones. This would be one of the 3 or 4 I'd say we're going to discuss that are that kind of film. It's definitely got the Christmas. I mean, it's Christmas music all the way through it. Yeah, it's
like Christmas is a common motif.
Yes, very much so. But it's if you haven't seen Gremlins, I am wondering if I felt nostalgia for this movie. And that's why I really enjoyed watching this one the other night. I think it's good. I can't give it my "it must be on your Christmas playlist" stamp of approval. Can't even put it on a you
I
must
would give
watch
this on
movie.
an adult's Christmas list stamp.
You reckon? Give it the stamp of approval?
Yeah.
I can concede. I can give you that. Because I love this movie. I think it's great. It's just a very I still have never been able to establish when you can feed those fucking Mogwai.
Oh,
like, is it when daylight comes up? Like, you can only
assume that's the implication.
Yeah,
it's either when daylight starts or theoretically after midday.
Well, that would be the only way that it could
be.
At
that point, it's before midnight.
This is true.
In the greater scheme of things.
Yeah. That's I don't think when they were writing it they thought about that enough, to be honest. But no. So we can both agree that we think you should watch this movie. I just can't agree that it has to go on. This is not an essential Christmas film, is what I would say. So
that's fair.
Anyway, but we'll leave it at that.
But as a movie of itself, it has the seal of approval.
Oh, definitely got the seal of approval. Just as a movie, I'd 100% give it full props. So yep. So we're going to call it there.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Next week we are keeping it with the adult Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Bad Santa.
This one's going to be difficult. Oh my god! I rewatched Bad Santa 2 nights ago, and I cannot believe the stuff that is in that movie. But we'll get to that when we talk about it. So thanks again, Blaze, for being here.
Thanks, Anna. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to this, our 5th pod of Christmas. 5 down, 7 to go. If you're enjoying the podcast, please find us and follow us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok, or listen to us on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart and Audible. From Blaze and Hanno, Buon Natal.